Hello and welcome to another video. There's nothing special about this triangle, so we can't get any special information to solve it. Okay, it is not a right triangle, it is not an isosceles triangle, it is not an equilateral triangle. There's nothing, the sides are not equal. Okay, I already said that. So what exactly is the secret to solving a problem like this where you're not given enough information? Well, maybe you have enough information. Let's see. So generally, when you have a problem like this, you already have enough information if you have enough information. So it depends on what you already know. If you already know something, you can use that thing to solve the entire problem. So now we have to start thinking, when you're given only two sides of a triangle and you're asked to find the third side, there are two rules in geometry and trigonometry that helps you find the third side. One of them is called the Sine Rule, the other is called the Cosine Rule. But we don't know any angle. Well, maybe we just have to start with what we know and see where it leads us. And that's a good attitude in solving math problems. This was a multiple choice problem from a math competition that I just found, and I realized that this should take you about 1 minute to solve if you know how to go about it. So let's see what it does for us. So applying sine rule, we know that this angle divided by the sine of the angle facing it is the same or equal to this angle divided by the sine of this angle facing it. So I'm just going to write that out. I'm going to say that x over sine 2 theta will be equal to 9 over sine theta. As you can see, I ignored the 7 because it's not relevant. I don't know what this angle is. Okay? So I can't use it right now, but right now I can use these two, and let me see what x will be. If I cross multiply, I'm going to have x sine theta is 9 sine 2 theta. So my x is going to be 9 sine 2 theta over sine theta. Okay, but there's a problem. In trig, you can't do double angles. They just create problems. Okay, so how do we reduce a double angle into a single angle? Okay, what do you do reducing a double angle into a single angle? There's a double angle identity for sine. There's one for cosine, there's one also for tangent. So it's sufficient that you know these things. So the double angle identity for sine is that sine 2x is always equal to 2 sine x cosine x. That's it. Okay? The same angle, you just need to multiply it by 2 for the sine and the cosine. So we're going to rewrite this. This is now going to look like this. X will be equal to 9 sine. So instead of rewriting sine 2 theta, remember I forgot to multiply by 2. I'm just going to do that. Okay? So instead of writing sine 2 theta, you write sine 9 times 2 sine theta cosine theta divided by sine theta. So we have rewritten the double angle using the identity, and now we have this. I can cancel this out, and this leaves me with x equals 9 cosine theta, or 9 times 2, that's 18 cosine theta. That's interesting, 18 cosine theta. Now there's one more step I want you to take while you're doing this, okay? Let me just look at this. This is your x, which you're looking for, okay? Remember, we're not looking for theta, we're looking for x. That's what we really want to know. Although if you get theta first, you can also find x, but that's double steps. I just want to get the x and get out of your way, okay? So don't leave your answer this way. When you're solving a problem and what you're looking for is isolated, and you're going to create another equation where you need that same x, you should write your equation in terms of the x, not the x isolated. So I'm going to isolate cosine theta, okay? So I'll divide both sides by 18 now, and then I'll end up with cosine theta equals x divided by 18. Okay, we're going to need this after now. That's the first step. You have isolated your cosine theta. Now let's go to another rule that we know. It is called the cosine formula. Okay? So remember, if you know what to do, this shouldn't take you more than 20 seconds. Okay? Now, but if you don't know what to do, it's going to take you days. So this is cosine theta is x over 18. Now we want to go back and see how we can find this angle, since that's what we have. Let's just focus on this angle. Okay? So the cosine rule tells us that when you have a triangle like this, and you want to find the side opposite the angle, you want to find the side opposite the angle, all you have to do, let's say you have a triangle, let me put a small triangle here with a different color. Let's say you have triangle ABC like we have here, and you have small side A, you have C, and you have B. It says that the square of A, this is just the formula, that A squared will be equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A. Okay? So that's the formula. Now let's try and just isolate this cosine A, which will correspond with cosine theta. Okay? We're just going to isolate this now. So what do? Let's take this here and take this on to the other side. You're going to have 2BC cosine A will be B squared plus C squared minus A squared. So that's what you have, and your cosine A, therefore, will be B squared plus C squared minus 9 squared. Oh, I said 9 squared. It's A squared. Excuse me, my mind is already on that. Triangle. Minus A squared over 2BC. So, based on what we just created now, you can see that our cosine A will correspond with our cosine theta. So I can write cosine theta equals, our B now corresponds with the 7. Okay, that's 7 squared plus. And then the C corresponds with the X, that's X squared. And our A will be 9 squared. All over 2BC will be 2 multiplied by B, 7, multiplied by, what's C? That's X. Okay, so let's simplify this quickly, and then we get another equation in terms of cosine theta. Then what we get on this side will be equal to x over 18, and then we can solve the equation. Yeah, sorry, I see my camera somehow is trying to catch my focus. Okay, but let's finish this. So this will be the same thing. This is 7 squared is 49. So that's 49 minus 81 plus x squared over, this is 14x. Well, let's see. 49 minus 81 is negative 32. Okay, so this is equal to x squared minus 32 over 14x. That's our cosine theta. And remember, our cosine theta is x over 18. So you know what? I'm just going to transport this x over 18 here. Okay, so that's, I'm going to write x over 18. Don't do that. Okay, it's going to be x over 18. X over 18. Now we can solve this. You can see if you cross multiply, you're going to end up with x times 14x will be 14x squared. And 18 times x squared will be equal to 18x squared. And 18 times 32. You know what? I'm not going to spend my time trying to find what 18 times 32 is, because I'm still going to break it down. So I'm going to leave it that way. Minus 18 times 32. Don't worry about it. Okay? So what you want to do is just switch the positions of these two so we have an equation solved. So we're going to have 18x squared minus 14x squared will be equal to 18 times 32. I had to angle my camera a little bit so you can see the end of that calculation. But the most important thing is that you get the concept. The concept is sine rule, the double angle identity, and the cosine formula. You have to use all three of them in solving this. And if you know what to do, this is a 1-minute problem if you practice. Thanks for watching this video. Once again, my name is Newton Okewoye. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, don't stop learning, because those who stop learning have stopped living. Bye-bye.